2020 has been a year that none of us could possibly have imagined, and it has thrown up immense challenges both for the Council and for the community of Richmond upon Thames as a whole. However, as we approach Christmas and the end of the year, it is a traditional time for us to reflect on those things which we have achieved, things that we could have done better, and the year to come. We've been living with the pandemic for nearly 9 months. And during the first national lockdown, we launched the dedicated community hub to link vulnerable residents with vital support, including food and care. The hub took over 4,000 calls from March to July, and we still average about 20 calls a day from people looking for help and guidance. We contacted over 7,500 shielded residents, and we supported over 2,000 vulnerable adults. Our voluntary and community sector partners supported over 10,000 residents to access food and support, and over 3,000 of you signed up to join them as volunteers. And this year we've extended our Community Heroes Award to recognise all of those who have been at the heart of our borough's COVID-19 response effort. So please make sure you make a nomination by the end of the year. Throughout the pandemic, nearly 9,000 households have received council tax support, and an additional support of £356,000 has been given to those most in need through the COVID-19 Hardship Fund. We paid out over £43 million in grants to over 2,700 businesses and over £49 million of relief to over 2,000 businesses. We've been able to provide 43 people with emergency accommodation, and with our partner Cllr have helped a further 20 into long-term accommodation. We were able to offer people some respite through our altered library services. We delivered over 6,000 books to vulnerable residents via our home delivery service, and we've seen a 143% increase in people using online library services during the pandemic. We've worked hard with local businesses to make our high streets safe for you to return. And now we have in place 4 COVID marshals to help residents stay safe in Richmond Town Centre. And we've kept you informed all along the way. Over 110,000 people receive regular critical COVID-19 updates through our e-newsletter. And during the pandemic, we launched our podcast Talk Richmond, with 10 episodes so far and over 5,000 downloads. And we've gone digital. We've hosted all of our committee and full council meetings virtually, and we've also run 31 online community conversation events, including a Hammersmith Bridge meeting with nearly 1,000 attendees. However, money still continues to be tight. The financial impact of the COVID-19 pandemic to the Council has been over £28 million. We have received some government funding. However, the amount still falls about £6 million short of that which we have actually spent. And after 10 years of austerity, we've had £40 million of cuts already. So next year, we will be looking at a budget shortfall of around £11 million. But despite everything that COVID has thrown at us, we have still been able to deliver on our core priorities. We've continued to provide support for the borough's vulnerable adults, and Richmond Borough has been the leader in London for avoiding delays in getting people back home after a stay in hospital. At the beginning of the year, we saw the launch of the Richmond upon Thames Voluntary Fund Charitable Trust, which so far has raised over £100,000 for youth mental health charities. The closure of Hammersmith Bridge has had a huge impact on our borough. Richmond has put forward over £500,000 to fund mitigation measures, including the towpath patrols, and to support the quick delivery of a ferry service. And we continue to lobby the government to put forward the money needed to get started on a temporary bridge and urgently continue work on the bridge repairs. In January, we published our climate emergency strategy. Climate change remains an enormous challenge our society faces, and moving this borough towards a low-carbon future is everyone's responsibility. We are making progress. Over 2,000 residents, schools and businesses have signed our anti-idling pledge to improve air quality, but there is more to do in 2021. We had a major success in our campaign against Heathrow Airport's third runway, as the Court of Appeal ruled the government's airport's national policy statement was unlawful based on climate change considerations. And following a design competition for Twickenham Riverside, where residents helped the decision to select an architect, a consultation will be launched in January on the updated designs for the Riverside site. This year, we have also rolled out 14 school streets to encourage children to walk and cycle safely to school. We've collected over 75,000 tonnes of household waste with our new waste and recycling service. We've launched a new employment service through Workmatch, and we have unveiled 2 rainbow crossings in Richmond and Twickenham, and the UK's first poppy crossing outside Richmond's poppy factory. 2020 has been a year that many of us will never forget, even though most of us will try to. It has provided an enormous challenge, not just to the council, but to the residents of Richmond upon Thames. And it's a challenge which we have risen to. In 2021, we have hope. The mass rollout of testing and, of course, the rollout of the vaccination programme is going to give us a small bit of light at the end of this particularly dark tunnel. However, we must not allow ourselves to become complacent. We cannot go back to business as usual. We need to ensure that until such time as the vast majority of the people across the United Kingdom have received the vaccination, that we keep vigilant against the virus. And that involves following all the rules that we've become used to. This Christmas, when most of us will be seeing families, friends and loved ones, it's absolutely vital that we make sure that we are protecting ourselves and protecting them. So again, as with so many things that we've seen this year, Christmas is going to be different. So with that in mind, please have a very peaceful Christmas and a restful New Year.